But the Yankees aren't even the team that really even intrigues me all that much, in New York. For me, it's the Mets.
Well, for all the wrong reasons.
So intriguing. Well, I always used to say the season never started for the Mets until someone got hurt, but now they're just up and quitting on the Mets.
By the way, speaking of the New York Mets, and I know a lot of Met fans are having heart attacks right now because their bullpen has been absolutely horrendous, where they reconstructed their bullpen, adding Dellin Betances. By the way, I told all you Met fans that I just didn't think that Dellin Betances would fit with the New York. I think they overpaid Dellin Betances, $13 million. I think Dellin is on his wit's end as a big-time eighth-inning guy. I think he's one of the best eighth-inning guys we've seen in the last 7 or 8 years. He's a border. He will, if he continues doing this on the Mets, he's a borderline Hall of Famer. Go look at his numbers. His numbers will show you that he's a borderline Hall of Famer.
I thought with the baseball writers, he's not going to get in, though.
No, absolutely. But we'll see. The younger the baseball writers, maybe there's an opportunity in the future. But Dellin Betances has been one of the best bullpen arms in baseball for the last 8 years.
He's definitely the best non-closer, for sure.
But to me, when you look at the New York Mets right now, not only this, how about Yoenis Cespedes opting out of the season? Yoenis Cespedes, Mr. Moneybags, that's expecting a big contract after the season. How could you walk out of this team and this organization when this organization's been waiting for you to step up and do the things that they expected you to do after they gave you $100 and some odd million and you were the highest paid right-handed power hitter in baseball? What kind of disrespect could you give the New York Mets and that fan base and that organization when you have your own freaking damn Mets song when you come up to the plate, you dumbass? A complete retard, okay? I don't use that word on national radio. He is a retard, okay? I can't stand Yoenis Cespedes, and I hope no team signs him after this year. The guy's a joke.
I heard he quit the Mets because he found out Beeve was a fan.
No, maybe that too. But, and I don't like using those derogatory words because I keep it straight and I keep it 100 to fans. And I know a lot of people think I say the truth. And to me, Yoenis Cespedes is a joke. Brody Van Wagenen is a joke.
Oh, boy.
He is an absolute joke. He sits back and he says whatever he wants. Go ahead.
If you want to bring it full circle on the conversation you were kind of having on the Knicks, well, there's an example of an agent running a team that it's not working out for. He did a lot of things for guys, and this is what
I'm sure he's done a lot of things for guys, but it's not the things that we're thinking about. It'll be other things.
On sports.
Why don't we ask the coupons? That's why he probably got the GM job. Maybe he got on his hands and knees and did something. Who knows what Brody Van Wagenen did? Because the fact that he got that job is a complete, utter mess for the New York Mets.
It's so
and
typical.
They're going to have to try to figure something out when they bring in Cohen. Because if Cohen comes in and he takes over, and we don't know what's going on with that. We heard so many things about this group of people were going to buy the team, this group of people, that group of people, and the Cohen group of people. We've heard so many things about the New York Mets and nothing has happened.
Nothing.
So what are we waiting for here? What is the Met fans waiting for? Here's what the Met fans are waiting for. They're waiting for this team to completely bomb. So I call him Jody bandwagon because he is a little girl. The guy, Jody, sits there and he says whatever he wants. He's on national radio all the time on WFAN making excuses after excuses after excuses with Joe Beningo and Evan Roberts. Here's my excuse. When you sit back and you keep talking about J.D. Davis and the Panda or whoever you want to talk about or the Polar Bear, whatever you want to call them, okay? This team has done nothing so far in almost 8 games. 8 games. What are you going to do when this team next year is expecting an 162-game season to win ball games with the same coupons running the organization? What are they going to do? Answer that question, Jeff. What are they going to do? The Red Sox have a right. The Red Sox have a right. They brought in the right guy. The guy that the Red Sox brought in was the same guy that the Mets should have brought in when they interviewed him.
Well, we'll see how that works out. Who really knows if that's going to work out or not? As a Red Sox fan, I am a little fearful that we're just going to become, a higher budget version of the Rays, which is, really what this team is looking like right now, which disgusts me. But
the Rays need to that kind of philosophy, though. You need to reverse it with all the bad contracts they have right now, though.
And I know people are saying things on here. I thought you liked Brody. I never said I liked Brody. I never said I like Brody.
I don't think so.
I never said I like Brody Van Wagenen. I don't know where any. Josh, I never said I like Brody Van Wagenen. I never did.
I think the Mets should just move out of New York, just move to Nashville or something and be get out of the spotlight of New York. It's doing nothing for them right now.
No. Here's the spotlight. They need to get far, far away from the Will Ponds as quick as possible. Because if they don't, they're never going to win. Now, you could say what you want about James Dolan. Here's what James Dolan does. He opens up his pockets. Say whatever you want about James Dolan. He opens up his purse. He's not afraid to spend money. Here's somebody that doesn't. The Will Ponds. The Will Ponds. They don't like opening up.
Is correct with James Dolan.
No, I knew you were going to say that. But the New York Mets right now, they're not playing well. Diaz has not looked good. I really think Diaz, he might not be able to pitch in New York. He might have to be traded. We've seen this before. We've seen this with the Yankees.
Tons of relief pitchers that have come to the Mets in the past. Same thing happened
with the Yankees. We see this with the Yankees all the time, too.
10 years ago with K-Rod, the same kind of thing. Saves record, great year for the Angels, one of the best closers in baseball. Comes to the Mets, he has one good year, and then he's nothing.
So we've seen this before. This is nothing new to us. We're not blinded to see. I don't know where the Mets are going. I don't think the Mets are a playoff team right now. I don't think the Mets are anything. And the fact that Yoenis Cespedes had the balls to say that he's going to opt out of his contract, he's still going to get paid, by the way. He can opt out for the season because of COVID-19 and still gets his $25 million. To me, it's a joke. An absolute joke.
And he deserves every penny of it.
Why is that?
If you're dumb enough to pay
that's true.
If you're dumb enough to pay Yoenis Cespedes, you deserve everything that you get.
You're absolutely right. You know what, Jeff? I'm going to agree with you on that. Because I think the Mets are right now an organization that are a laughingstock. They're even more of a laughingstock right now than the Knicks, than the Jets right now. They're a laughingstock.
Couldn't happen to a better fan base either. You hate to see it, don't you?
I know you don't like the Met fans. So.
Oh, dude. Mets fans, listen, Yankees fans are obnoxious, terrible people, but you want to know they can be that way because their team wins, right? And that's just the way it goes, right? The team wins. They weren't expected to be good. They did a rebuild a whole lot faster than people thought. They have some bragging right there. Mets fans, Jesus, these group of mouth breathers don't deserve anything in life.
Well, roses are red, violets are blue. Mets suck, and so do you. So there you go.
It's just terrible. Who in their right mind was like, let's pay Yoenis Cespedes over, $100 million or whatever he got.
Just as much as all the Seattle fans that think that Jamal Adams is worth $90 million when they pay him, they're going to regret that. So I can't wait until I see that $95, $96 million, $60 million guaranteed to Jamal Adams. Joke.
The bottom line is most of those big contracts, the team does, that shells out the money does end up regrets, giving out that money.
Yep.
How many contracts, big contracts have people gotten where they go, wow, that was one of the best deals ever?
No, I agree with you.
It might happen with Patrick Mahomes. It might, right?
No.
Because he's certainly got the most he's certainly got the most promise out of everyone, right? But, name another big contract that really has worked out that people are like, wow, we gave him all this money and it was terrific.
Anybody that sees what Patrick Mahomes got.
It almost never happened.
You're right. And anybody that sees Patrick Mahomes, being that he's in the AFC, Patrick Mahomes is going to win multiple championships in Kansas City. Absolutely, when you look at the big picture. So it's on. We lowered your mic because you were itching yourself, okay? That's why we lowered your that's why you're looking at your mic. Anyways, Jeff, thank you for calling, buddy.
Oh, it's always a pleasure. I'm happy to see Speedy's misery over his Mets. You just love to see it, don't you? It's just so perfect. That group of fans deserves everything they get. I really truly mean that.
Anyways, thank you, Jeff, for calling, man. I'll talk to you soon, my friend. Thank you for calling.
All right, guys. You still suck.
Jeff from Tampa. Anyways, before we go, we have about 3 minutes, okay? And I know we were going to get a market up. We were going to get you in to do market up. We'll get you on next week to do it. But I will tell you this. I want to know your full opinion of what's going on in sports in the next 3 minutes. Are you ready?
Sure.
You ready? You got to get your mic close. You got to talk. You ready?
Go.
All right. Go ahead.
Well, I'm not sure exactly what to make of what happened with the Mets this season. I didn't think they'd be very good anyway, but one thing they still can't do is beat Atlanta, and they've almost taken it to a different level. They've always been bad against Atlanta, but when Diaz gave up that home run to Ozuna, that seemed to just drive whatever momentum they have right off the cliff. And since then, Atlanta outscored them 14-1 on Sunday. Then they outscored them down 8-2. They came back to win, and then the Mets scored 1 run the last 2 games. And you know what the funny thing is they're 14 for 78 with runners in scoring position this year, but only 4 of those hits drove in runs. So they have not done anything right with getting people on base. They have the 3rd highest batting average. It just shows you how little that means. And then if you look at hockey, I think the Rangers they're done. But I think they were doing well when COVID struck. They were getting a lot of good goal scoring. They were getting good goaltending. And they ran into a team that the Islanders ran into last year in the postseason. Carolina is very good. They know how to keep the puck from you. They know how to frustrate you offensively.
My Eastern Conference champions.
And they have made the Rangers look pretty bad. And I think it's still interesting to see. And I cannot watch Toronto lose enough. But I think if they lose in the first round, a team that has not won the Stanley Cup since 1967, they'll burn the city down. There won't be any more hockey playoffs.
Well, good riddance to John Tavares. That's all I'm going to say. Good riddance to him because he went to a team that only helped the New York Islanders move forward. So, and the Islanders have a very good chance of going through Florida and be a scary, scary team moving forward because they're built on defense.
Tavares, 1 goal, -9, last 7 playoff games.
Maybe because he's on Toronto?
Because he was good. He's a real barn burner, right?
He was good? Yeah.
Maple Leafs are a real barn burner up there.
I got enough said on barn burner. That's all I'm going to say. I'll squat for barn burner. How's that sound? That's all I'm going to say about that. But the Maple Leafs are a complete joke, and you see Matthews. Matthews wants out of that place, and Matthews will become a free agent in 2 or 3 years. He will he'll head back to his hometown in Phoenix. That's where he will go, and John Tavares will be sitting there lagging and doing nothing for the next 3 or 4 years, and him getting overpaid by the Maple Leafs and not winning anything. So that is mark it up, my friend.
One more note before we go. The guy from the Reds who was on the Indians last year threw the ball over to center field.
Trevor Bauer.
Trevor Bauer is having a great start to the season.
I love Trevor Bauer.
He'll
be a Red Sox next year.
And he's outspoken, and he has this whole theory behind pitching with how he prepares himself, and it's really showing off for him. And so I'm very happy what he's doing, and I wish him that he continues to dominate like he has, because it'll change a lot of pitchers' theories and save a lot of pitchers' arm troubles.
No, I love Trevor Bauer, and Trevor Bauer will be a Boston Red Sox next year. You watch, unfortunately, and we'll have to see him all the time with the Yankees. But we got Garrett Cole, so yeah, you have one for the other. But we'll see what happens.